Now, the DISC assessment that you've completed, it does not measure your emotional quotient. It does not measure your competencies. It does not measure your painful memories. The DISC assessment does measure your needs, what's important to you. It measures your emotions, what you feel, and it also identifies your fears. DISC is a tool that is both simple and practical. It's easy to remember, and it works in every region of the world. Now, there's three major benefits here for you when it comes to DISC. DISC helps you focus on individual patterns of observable behaviors, and it measures the intensity of those characteristics using scales of directness and openness. DISC gives us a system that can pinpoint our personal strengths, and DISC also gives us a strategy to diagnose our possible limitations. Now, there are 4 core DISC styles. There are 4 styles that make up DISC. The red is dominance. Yellow is influence. Green is steadiness. And blue is conscientiousness. Now, there are 4 primary styles, but most people tend to be a blend of different styles. So you could be a blend of 1, 2, or 3 of these, but we tend to be and have one primary style. Now, each style is characterized by specific areas of focus and specific behavioral tendencies. So let's learn about this science. D stands for dominance, and this is how you approach problems and challenges. I stands for influence, and it's how you approach people and contacts. S stands for steadiness, and it's how you approach pace and consistency. We have our C style, which is conscientiousness, and it's how you approach procedure and constraints. So these are the 4 core styles, and they relate to how we approach different things in our life. Problems and challenges. Do you agree that you have problems and challenges to solve every day? Would you agree that you have to deal with people and contacts every day? Do you believe and agree that you have to manage the pace and consistency in your environment? And do you agree that you have to follow procedures and constraints in order to get things done? So these are the 4 key areas of our life. And once we understand DISC, then we can start to understand if our approach is working or not. Now, in the next section, what I want you to do is this. I want you to get really busy on the keyboard, and I want you just to give me one-word responses. Does that make sense? So I'm just going to ask you this or that, and I just want you to give me your preference, not 2 things. I just want you to give me one. And what we'll do is then we'll layer this in, and you'll quickly understand how you are different to other people. And very quickly, your emotional intelligence is going to go up. And once your emotional intelligence goes up, you start to make more sales, you start to make more money, and your stress levels go down, and you start to achieve your goals. So let's have a look at these 4 styles. Now, some people can be described as guarded, where other people can be described as open. So how would you describe yourself? Would you describe yourself as somebody who is guarded or somebody who is open? Selena, guarded. NG, open. SK, open. Alexis, open. Safwan, guarded. Sasha, guarded. Daryl, open. Excellent. So in this community, it's neither good or bad, right or wrong. We could be described differently. So if you would describe yourself as guarded, then you will be more of the D, dominance, or C, conscientious style. If you would describe yourself as more open, then you would tend to be more of the I, influence style, or the S, steadiness style. Okay, next one. How would you describe yourself? Do you like to deal with people directly? and straight to the point? Or would you describe yourself as indirect and you like to leave suggestions and clues? Would you describe yourself as direct or indirect? Nor direct, Ramesh indirect, Chin direct, Meg indirect, Zakwan direct, Renee direct, Daniel direct, Alexis direct, Lucas indirect. Excellent. So if you like to deal with people more directly, then you'll tend to be more of the dominance or influence style. If you like to be dealt with indirectly or deal with others indirectly, then you'll be more of the steadiest and the conscientious style. Okay. Now, what pace do you move at? Are you somebody who goes at 100 miles an hour? Do you move at a really fast pace, or do you like to go at a slow pace? Would you describe yourself as a fast or a slow mover? Atik, slow. Ramesh, slow. Malini, slow. Than, fast. Jenny, fast. Noreen, fast. Daryl, slow. Adeline, slow. Okay. So if you like to go, 100x DNA all the time, 100 miles an hour, everything you do, you'll tend to be more D and I style, more dominance and influence. If you tend to go at a slower pace, then you'll be more of the S and C style, steadiness and conscientiousness. Now, each of the disc style needs different things. We have different needs, and it's through our needs that we become motivated. So if you're a D style, then you need independence. If you're more of the I style, you need a lot of interaction every single day. If you're the S style, steadiness, then what you need in your life is stability. And if you're the conscientious style, you want everything to be correct. So, what are you looking for? What do you need? Do you need independence and you want to become an entrepreneur and a business person? Do you want a lot of interaction? Do you want to be a public speaker? Do you want to motivate people? Do you want to coach and mentor people? Or do you want stability? Do you just want a predictable environment? You want Monday to Friday, 9 to 5 to be the exact same? Or do you need everything to be correct? You want everything to be right and you want to avoid mistakes. Which one of these things do you want? SK, interaction, absolutely 100%, and you're great at that. Sasha, interaction. Malini, stability. Alexis, interaction. Kathy, stability. Selena, independence. Yesaya, interaction. Safwan, correctness. Jenny, correctness. Excellent. So your style needs this in order to perform at your best. Now, these are the needs, the motivational needs, and we also have motivational wants. Now, the D style wants control and wants variety. They want to do many different things. They want to have many different businesses, many different products and services for sale. And they like to be in control. They want to lead. They want to manage. They want to be the boss. They want to be in charge. We have our I style. What they want is they're seeking approval. They want likes. They want photos. They want acknowledgement. They want to be on the front page of the paper. They want to be up on stage in front of thousands of people, people screaming their name, SK, SK, SK. They love approval, and they also want less structure. They hate having to manage their time. They hate having to stick to the clock. They hate having a routine. We have our S style. The opposite to the I style, the S style wants a routine. They want to know what's happening in the morning and in the afternoon. They want to know what's happening on the weekend. They want to know what's happening next month, next year. Secretly, they want to know what's happening next lifetime. Tell me. They're also looking for harmony. They want a balance between their work and their home life. They want to have a balance between their social life and their finance. They want to have a balance between their spirituality and their education. They're looking for routine and harmony. The C style, what does it want? The C style wants standards. What are the rules? What are the benchmarks? They also want things that are logical. What is first? What is second? What is third? A, B, C. They want systems. They want processes. They want user manuals. Everything should have a standard so they can live up to that high standard. And everything needs to be logical. They're very left brain. They need to make sense of things. So what do you want? What do you want more in your life, 100X-DNA? Do you want more control and variety? Or do you want more approval and less structure? Do you want routine and harmony? Or do you want standards and logic? What do you want? Selena, control and variety. Safwan, standard and logic. Noreen, control and variety. Excellent. Now, each of the disc styles also have their own personal fears. And it's these personal fears that keep them trapped. Even if they have all the knowledge and they have this fear, they won't take action. Even if they have all the skills and they have these fears, they won't take action. And these fears will prevent them from taking action and leaving the comfort zone. Now, the D style has a fear of losing. They're so competitive. They just want to win everything. And their fear is losing. The I style, they fear rejection. They want to be liked. They want to be loved. They want you to agree with them. And their greatest fear is that you're going to reject them, that you're not going to welcome them in. The S style, steadiness. The greatest fear is sudden change. For them, COVID, the MCO, was one of the most horrible times in their life because there was so much change in such a little time. There was no predictability. There was so much instability. And they constantly fear sudden change. What if I leave my job and start a business? Can I deal with the sudden change? What if I get a promotion to leadership? Can I deal with this sudden change? What if I actually doubled or tripled my income? Would I be able to deal with this sudden change? Or is it too overwhelming? Is it too much? They fear sudden change. And the greatest fear for the C style, being wrong. What if I make a mistake? What if somebody asks me a question? Oh my gosh, and I don't know the answer. I've got to stay in university, not just to do the first year. I've got to do my master's, and then I've got to do my doctorate, then I've got to do my PhD, and then I've got to come back and I've got to be in university, and I'm going to stay in university until I know all the answers, because I could not imagine my life if I made a mistake. If somebody found that I was wrong, my life would fall apart. So what is your fear? What is your fear? Is it losing? Is it rejection? Is it sudden change or being wrong? Safwan, being wrong. Lucas, being wrong. Daniel, being wrong. Daryl, rejection. Lim, losing. Excellent. Are you enjoying this so far? Gee, I love this subject. I love it. I understood myself finally once I learned this, and I want the same for you. Now, under stress, the D style becomes dictatorial and extremely critical. Nothing is ever good enough, and they're going to boss you around. They're going to tell you what to do. The I style, they become sarcastic. They become superficial. They smile. They tell you everything's fine. They love everybody. They get along with everybody, but they're sarcastic. They make jokes that hurt other people's feeling, and they're superficial. You know they're smiling on the inside, but on the On the outside, you know they're smiling, but on the inside, their heart says something else. And this is what happens to them when they're under stress. The S style, under stress, they become submissive. They become indecisive. Do I start now? Do I start tomorrow? Do I do it next week? Do I do it next month? Do I do it next year? Or do I just wait to my next life to make a change? And if somebody pushes them into making a decision, they'll be submissive and they'll say yes just to go along. They won't say no, they'll just say yes, and they'll go along just to get along, even if it hurts them. C style. When they're under stress, they withdraw. They emotionally withdraw. They become headstrong. They're right, you're wrong. There's no emotional connection. Everything is ones and zeros, black and white. Everything's logical, everything's scientific. And under stress, they withdraw. So how do you deal with stress? Do you become dictatorial and critical? Sarcastic and superficial? Submissive and indecisive, or withdrawn and headstrong? Selena, oh no! Dictatorial and critical. Ramesh, withdrawn and headstrong. Diana, submissive and indecisive. Excellent. Wonderful. Brilliant. And this is what we want.